Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my next in-session video. Now you join me down for a day session at Wadmill Lake on the Todber Manor complex. Now I've never fished this lake in particular before. I've had a handful of goes on big haze. I've fished Willow Bank as well before, but yeah, I've got a day at my disposal. I didn't want to sit behind motionless rods. I wanted to hopefully get myself a few bites, and now there is no better place than Wadmill. It is the sort of runs water on the complex. And like I say, yeah, I've got a day at my disposal to try and stick a few fish on the mat and in front of the camera for you. Now you would have seen all three rods have gone out already. Solid bags, just sort of one off the island, one into open water, and one just short down here in the channel, sort of between my margin and the island. Now I made 3 bags up knowing that I could just get fish in straight away, and then yeah, I could sort everything else out in the meantime. Got that really fine misty sort of drizzly type rain, so I've gone proper old school. I've brought the proper old school brolly, sat under one of them many a times as a young kid, and I don't want to bring a mass of stuff with me because you know, if it's not happening here within a couple of hours, then I'll move and go and try another swim. So I wanted to stay really light, hence why everything is still on the barrow pretty much, all bar the 3 rods and the net. So yeah, going to keep really lightweight, really mobile, and try and stick a few fish on the mat and get my fishing fix for this week. So yeah, as I say, 3 rods gone out, solid bags. They went out literally 5 minutes ago, so I'm just going to sit down, chill out. I'm absolutely roasting, believe it or not. It's February, it's winter, but it's so mild. It's going to be around sort of 12-13 degrees today. It was like 8 degrees, 9 degrees at like 6 a.m. this morning. Yeah, it's just ridiculously warm for this time of year, so hopefully the fish will react to that. I had a little walk around before the shop opened this morning before I could buy my ticket, and it seemed yeah, seemed like a fair few fish are being caught. So let's hope that I can catch a few myself, and yeah, have an enjoyable day out on the bank. So yeah, Wadmill, let's see what it's all about. But yeah, it's looking good and feeling good for a bite, so I will catch up with you in a little while. This is, believe it or not, my 3rd bite of the morning, but unfortunately the first 2 were probably a quarter of the size of this one. But yeah, it's nice to get a slightly bigger one, probably 11-12 pound. Give me a great scrap underneath the rod tip. That was a solid bag out into open water. So yeah, probably an hour or so into the session, 3rd bite. Let's hope this stamp hang around for a little while longer. What I'd decided to do as well is just pop some 12mm hinders, nut 365 and seafood, just plopping them in over the top of the solid bag, just because if there were those little scamps out there just hoovering everything up, then there's a little bit of bait still just going in there. So yeah, happy with that one, happy to get off the mark. Let's get a couple of pictures quickly, slipping back. The rod has gone straight back out, and hopefully we can have a few more of these throughout the day. Well then, little mid-morning quick update. I've only actually got 1 rod out at the moment, just been done on my left and my middle by a trailer. So yeah, just made its way over my left hand line, and I could just see my line just going like that across the water's surface. Reeled down, hope to hook into whatever it might be trailing to try and sort that fish out, but nope. And then it went exactly the same onto my middle rod. Just watched the rod line off my rod tip just go from left to right as it was swimming down. Again, reeled down, tried to hope that I'd get hold of whatever it's dragging behind it, but no, that one is still swimming around with something attached to it, unfortunately. So yeah, just had to knock up another couple of solid bags, so I'll flick them straight back out. I don't know if I'm enjoying this session as much as I should be, to be honest. You know, everything's muddy. It's just, yeah, trying to do anything is just becoming just, yeah, mucky. It's just mud everywhere, everything. and I'm being plagued by F1s as well. They're kind of like a hybrid Crucian common type fish, small little 2-3 pounders, which are yeah, fast becoming annoying. So I've only got that one mirror to show for my efforts at the moment. 2 rods wiped out by a trailer and a handful of F1s. Not only that, I've had to dip in and out of this brolly all morning because of that really fine sort of misty rain, which is making things yeah, not as enjoyable as they should be. So I'm going to get this back out, get this other rod sorted, and yeah, if nothing happens by midday, I might just have all the rods in, go for a quick walk and see if there are any other opportunities elsewhere. Scenery. I was over there, now on the opposite side of the lake. Yeah, I couldn't sit it out there much longer. In all honesty, I was just getting pestered by those F1s, and yeah, I had that double trailer as well, which was yeah, not filling me with confidence. So I've come round to the opposite bank for a change of scenery for the rest of the day. Now I've done a whole lap of the lake, and there was really nowhere to move anywhere up that top end. It was one angler a swim. So to be honest, I'm probably doing well for myself down this end with 2 or 3 swims, you know, a swim either side of me, so 2 or 3 swims worth of water. Now the left-hander has gone just off the island, solid bag. Right-hander just sort of towards the corner, and then last rod walked down to next door swim's margin and just kind of lowered it down. And in between that time, I'll see the guy down on the opposite bank actually have one from that margin as well, and he's had 3 fish today, so I think that might be his 4th. So it seems like they may be down here for definite. So yeah, it's worth it. It's a change of scenery. Happily sit out in here for the next few hours and hope that yeah, one of my alarms starts screaming off. But yeah, it's better than just sitting over there persevering with the pest control. In all honesty, it was driving me insane. So yeah, let's see what the afternoon has in store. Let's get that kettle on, that's long overdue, and yeah, we'll see how the next few hours pan out. Well, there we go then, number 2, and yeah, thankfully a little bit bigger than £2. Taking off the margin rod down the right hand side. That was the one that was just underarm down the margin, and walk back up to the pod on a solid bag, a trimmed down yellow seafood wafter, and then half a dozen squished down 12mm boilies over the top, just to release all those oils and attractors and glug and stuff that I've had them soaking in for absolutely ages. So yeah, well happy with that. Stick another one on the mat, and it made the move more than worthwhile. But yeah, really nice clean fish, full of fight, give me a great scrap. Pretty much started off down the right hand margin, ended up netting him down the left hand margin. So I will get a couple of pictures quickly, and we'll slip him back, get that rod straight back out. Yes. Well then, that didn't take long at all to turn one bite into 2. Got a mega common, just over 18 pound. It's got like a split front peck. Quite a cool little fish. Really orange fins. Hopefully he lets me get him up for you. But yeah, give me a proper scrap. But yeah, there we go. Look. 2 bites in as many minutes after moving swims to the opposite side of the lake. So they are definitely down on the end of this wind and light rain that we've got moving in. But yeah, really happy with that one. Really happy. It's definitely turned my session around, to be quite honest. I was a bit despondent this morning after having all those little F1s, but after moving and having 2 in 2 minutes, yeah, things are looking promising going into late afternoon. But yeah, just a smidge over £18, happy days. Well, it's 4 o'clock and yeah, we're into the last hour of the session. I'm going to give it another hour. I'm going to give it till 5 and see if I can stick a bit extra bonus fish on the mat, really. Yeah, I could have quite easily packed up and went home early, I'm not going to lie. After being around that other side, you know, just the mud and everything like that, catching a load of those smaller F1s, getting wiped out 2 rods by trailer. Yeah, I was probably close to just calling it a day by, like, you know, late morning. But I'm glad I stayed. I'm glad I come around this side. I'm glad I've done a lap to try and figure out where the bulk of the fish are sort of coming out from, at least, because it certainly wasn't over the opposite side to where I'm sat now. So I'm glad I made the move, because it put an extra couple of fish on the mat for me, which is, you know, all I've come for, really, a few bites. So yeah, I'm really glad I made the move, made the effort to just pack my stuff up and just walk around the other side of the lake. It might seem, you know, it might not seem like nothing, but it's changed 1 bite into 3. So yeah, well worth doing that. And just sussing out where the fish are coming out from, because it certainly wasn't over that side. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've watched this video, it hasn't been sort of full on you know, drone or multiple angles or this or that or the other, because today it has been a grueler. And like I said, I've been pretty much under the brolly most of the day, in all honesty. The rain, the mud, just, oh yeah, if you know me, I like to keep my stuff like pristine, so this is literally my worst nightmare, all this mud, water and muck absolutely everywhere. So yeah, all the gear is just caked in mud, caked in muck, so I'm gonna have to let that dry off and give that a good brush off. But yeah, if you watch the video, thank you for watching. I will obviously keep you updated in the next hour if anything happens. If not, then yeah, I'll catch up with you next time I'm out on the bank. Not too sure when that will be. If any of you are visiting the Big One show, make sure you come and say hello to me over on the deeper stand. I'll be there all weekend, so yeah, swing by and say hello. And as always, you know, get in touch on any of my social media. Martyns Angling Adventures on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, you name it, search for that and you'll find me. So as always, thank you for watching, and yeah, I will catch up with you next time I am out on the bank. So one final bite then before it's time to disappear. I'm not going to complain. Another really nice common, but yeah, really clean fish. Give me a great little scrap. I was actually just giving my leftover bait to the young lads next door when yeah, this one decided to scream off, and that was the last rod that hadn't had a bite on since moving round to this spot. I'd had a bite off the middle rod, I'd had a bite off the right hand rod. It's just a left hand rod that yeah, I was waiting for a bite on. But yeah, this common has decided to make it the hat trick, 1 on each rod, so well worth moving around here. So yeah, nice clean common for my effort. So that rod will stay in now, and just see if the other 2 rods rattle off as I'm packing up the last of me bits and pieces and stuff like that. But yeah, real nice clean one, great little scrap. Just gone 4 o'clock, and yeah, well happy to make the move and stick a few extra bonus fish on the mat. So let's get a picture quickly, slip this one back, carry on with packing down.